Everybody, welcome back to my channel, Turbocharged and After Cooled. Today we're going to do a walk around that bad boy right there, 1980 Ford CL-9000. Let's have a look. Yeah, there she is, CL-9000 1980. It's got a 3406A Cat 13 speed in it, slow 555 rear ends. This baby was built for pulling trains back when they first started coming out. So this is another truck from Bow Island. I grew up looking at this truck. Backstory on this one was it was purchased by an agro in Bow Island in 1980, but it was slightly used, just like the old Transtar. And they ran it for 10 years. One of the drivers that was running it, he took really good care of it. He ended up buying it in 1990 when they shut the doors. And he ran it until 2014. Well, even probably earlier than that, because it sat for a couple of years before. One day I got a phone call from him, and he says, "Hey, I need to talk to you when you get back from fracking. Come out and see me." So I went out and seen him. He says, "It's time to sell the Ford." I said, "Oh, okay. What's that got to do with me? I'm not a Ford guy, and I'm not a Caterpillar guy." And he says, "Well, I used to go to work, and every day I'd go to work, I'd see you walking down the street away from the truck, and I would get there, and all your little footprints were walking around the truck. There are footprints everywhere," he says. "So I figured, you're the guy that should have the truck. You seem to like it more than anybody else." And I thought, well, it was really cool. So I bought it. Sold one of my pickups because I didn't like it. And I bought this. This one's got the 4-corner air ride cab, 1980 style deck plating. Actually from 1980. This is another one of these trucks that was really well looked after. It's a little dirty, so don't judge me. I get in it with muddy feet sometimes. But pretty well taken care of. Just broken up there in that corner, but it's got this really cool cubby that goes all the way across. You can hide a lot of shit up there if you wanted to. Like I said, needs a dusting, but these Fords were so far ahead of their time. It was pretty crazy. The old cash tray, never had a cigarette butt in it. Some fittings and some glad hand rubbers. Came with Ford's shop manual. It's pretty bloody thick, like it's crazy. I guess anything you want to know about these trucks is sitting right there. Original Ford mattress, rig bag in there. I haven't even played with any of this shit in the sleeper here, and I've had this truck for 5 years. But 13 speed. Got the high-low there. Jake brakes are down here. It's got the little idle timer on it. I've never tried that out either, so I have to see if that works. Just need to get a few pieces to get the horn working, and then it's good to go. Through cheesy CB radio. I don't know about down in the States, but up here in Canada, nobody hardly ever talks on these things anymore. They're just a decoration most of the time. Except the first time I took that girl out for a ride, somebody got on the CB and said that was a mighty nice truck, and they were really happy to see it. AM, FM radio. Now these trucks had 3 different heater cores in them. There was driver temperature control, passenger temperature controls, and separate for the sleeper. It's pretty cool. When I bought this truck, it came with 6 boxes of parts and enough glass to change the level of tint 3 different times, because he said he always had trouble from the popo bitching about him having dark tint, so he would just take it home, change the glass to a lighter shade for a couple months, and then go back to this dark stuff. So I've got, other than windshields, I've got enough glass to change the color of tint in this truck 3 times, including those windows down there, which, you know, both doors have them, which is, you don't see that a lot. So we'll get some stuff out here, and we'll lift this cab and I'll have a little look-see under the kitty cat under here. This needs to be resealed. It's a leaky hooer, but whatevs. Still lifts her up. It's got an electric option on it too, but I've never used it. Don't think it works. I'll get this tilted. Alright, there she is. Now that I've caught my breath. Just kidding. I just like to make sure this lock is in, since son of a bitch doesn't fall on my head. So these little areas here, that's where the passenger side heater core goes for the individual climate control. Up there's the sleeper one, and then driver's side one's over there as well. 3406A with Jake's. I actually don't mind cats. 3406 A's, B's, and E's. 6NZs are really cool. Data plate, you can't really see a whole lot on it, but not a big horsepower engine back in them days, but that's why it had slow gears it'd pull. Sure would like to find some of these original rubber hood latch things for this instead of these tarp straps for anybody down in the States where these trucks are actually sitting in parts. Find me 4 of them, that'd be pretty sweet. Up here in Canada, everything just gets wrecked. I guess I only need 3. But sometime this spring, maybe we'll do a video. We gotta change this compressor. It's making a lot of fluid. Ain't very happy under here as far as air goes. This truck's got just under 1 million miles on it, 900 and some thousand original miles. It's never been rolled over. That one's got 700 and some on it. So these trucks are, you know, for a highway truck, pretty low mileage. Neither one of them have ever had an engine rebuild. I think that kitty is due for one, but for what I do with it, it's not urgent. Rayco spring ride. The only changes to this truck I'd like to do is I'm going to get some aluminum wheels for the back here. 8, not 4 like some people do. Cheesy. I've got another stack mount, so I want to dual stack it. I think that would look really cool. Well, I know it would look really cool. And then the only thing I think this truck should have is the visor that goes up there. I think those look really cool. Other than that, I don't want to paint it. I like it the original paint that it is. Another Survivor truck. I'm a big fan of these Survivor trucks. I like new restored trucks, but I don't know. They look really good, but there's just something that isn't, I don't know. When you buy a brand new truck and you bolt a bunch of chrome on it, that's not really it's not really my thing. I mean, I like new trucks, but I also don't like dime a dozen new trucks. I like this old stuff. So another one of these trucks where if you need a reference for a restoration, this would be it. When he hauled hay and he wanted to mount a beacon, all he did was run a wire through one of the screw holes on the bar and built a bracket that was removable. He never drilled any extra holes in this truck for nothing. The only holes that ever got drilled in this truck, I believe, was when he put a phone charger in, cigarette lighter style phone charger. That's the only thing he ever did in the 90s when cell phones were new and you needed to charge it while you were trucking. But he said the only reason this truck got parked is because with the 555s, so you're just in the way of everybody else hauling fertilizer is what he did with this thing, dry and liquid. So he parked it and ran his T600 and his Volvo that he had. He called this the A&W truck. Probably because of the orange and brown, whatnot. have no idea what that 631 means. Hope it never comes off. It looks cool. Of course I want to do that and everything's in the way. This truck needs a bath, that's for sure. Maybe we'll get her out this spring and give it a wash. Nice thing about these cats is when you idle them up with these old throttles, they don't run away like a Detroit or a Cummins will. And I've got a Detroit over there, and I've got a Cummins and an old Freightliner. I'll maybe do a video on one of these days. Service brakes on the front of this Ford, but the International and my old Freightliner's 1980, they don't have them. Well, the 74 wouldn't, but I've got a few oil leaks, nothing too major. It's funny, Detroit leaks less oil than the cat, but well, there you have it. Any questions or comments, just leave them down in the shit talker. If you haven't already, subscribe. I got more toys to play with and look at, so. Plus I'll go hunting for more one of these days, or I ain't done collecting yet. Just finding parts for these old girls is hard because everybody up here likes to crush shit all the time. Alright, I'll see you next video when we do a cold start. Ciao for now.